Good morning, YouTube. High Mileage Rider here, and today we're going to do my review of the Tomtom Rider 400. So let's get into it. So the Tomtom Rider 400 comes in this box, and we'll open her up. Inside the box, you will get your Tomtom Rider 400. And in addition to that, you will get all the parts that you need to do the ram mount, all the spacers, connectors, and also a manual, which I've taken out of the box. You'll notice that on the back of the unit, there is a rubber mounted cover. This is the connection point for the cable that goes to your computer for doing map downloads. And again, this is all waterproof. And on the bottom we have a connection. And this is where you will put your SD card if you need expanded memory. Speakers on the back. And the Tomtom Rider 400 again is a motorcycle GPS, so it is waterproof, glove friendly, and shock proof. The Tomtom Rider 400 also includes this mount, which is quite large, but it does hold the GPS very well on the bike. Now I'm using this with my ram mount that is on my clutch reservoir. Comes with a ball, and then of course this elbow comes with it. The mount attaches. I have mine hardwired to my bike, so when I turn the bike on, I have power to the GPS. Mounting the GPS on the holder is very simple. Hopefully I can do it with one hand. All we do is slide her on, and that's all it takes. So when turning on the motorcycle, I've found that the Tomtom boots up very quickly, even more quickly than my Garmin did. Some people have mentioned in their reviews that they thought the boot up time was a little bit slow. I'll let you decide. Let's turn on the bike. So we turn on the bike, and there we go. We are ready to navigate. So let's go through some of the menus. First menu. This shows us our search screen. We will use that search screen in a few minutes when we look up an address. There is Plan a Thrill and My Routes. Now you can either swipe or press the arrow. There's Ride Home, self-explanatory. You can enter in your home address. Your current route, which is not highlighted because I have not put in a route in order to navigate to. Start recording. This will record all of the data for your ride, so you can look and see how long were you riding for, what was your average speed, the total distance you went, things like that. My Places, you can set in favorite destinations that you like to go to and save them. Parking, gas stations, Tomtom services, trip statistics, and the settings menu. So let's go in the settings menu to start. This is where you can set the appearance of the screen. You can decide what color you want the line to be that is directing the route you're going. In this case, for the display, you can pick your theme color, and I picked Vibrant Violet. You can pick a whole host of other colors depending on what you like. You can do map color in normal or high contrast. And you can set your brightness. I have my daytime brightness all the way up and my nighttime brightness at about 3/4. You can switch to night colors when it becomes night or turn it off if you want. And the orientation lock we're going to turn on. Orientation lock means that when we turn the GPS sideways in order to get a better view if we're driving, say, a long ways on a straight road, it will show you more of the roads that are coming up. Bluetooth, self-explanatory. You can Bluetooth this to your phone. You can use the My Drive app from Tomtom, and you can get up-to-date traffic updates, speed camera, red light camera, all that stuff can be sent to your GPS. Bluetooth will also allow you to Bluetooth directions directly to your headset, whether it's a Cardo or a Senna or whatever you may use. Voices, you can change the voices that speak to you. Not the voices in your head, but the voices that speak to you from the GPS. I have chosen Samantha. You have a number of choices. You just pick whichever one you like. You can have it read aloud when you get to your destination, give you early instructions, read out the house numbers, street names, all those kinds of things. Gonna go back one. Trip statistics. Now, I haven't done any trips yet, but it would show you your distance traveled, driving time, average speed, maximum speed, things like that. Tomtom services. Tomtom services is, again, used with the MyDrive app to get you your real-time updates. You can sync different places that you want to go so you can easily find your favorites. I won't be using that function. Gas stations. This will actually come up and show you all of the gas stations around where I live and when you're driving, so you can pick one if you are in need of gas. Parking. So for parking, you can set in locations, or you can choose. You can see it shows where all the different parking structures, parking lots are around me. My places, as I said, would be your home destination, recent destinations you've got to. You can add your work destination to navigate to. Ride home, again, it will plot a route for me to get home, and I'm already there, so there's nowhere to go. So from ride home, we'll go back to the main screen. So my routes is where you would have routes that are saved, whether it's you've just done a route and you save it because you might want to do it again, or you have put in a route from your computer because you're going to go on a trip and you want to have waypoints along the way. Say you're going to make 4 or 5 stops on your way to Calgary. Plan a thrill. So for Plan a Thrill, you can actually enter a destination and you can choose, if you want that to be a windy road, you can choose what elevation you would like a little bit of elevation or a lot of elevation. Not a very functional button living in Alberta, since most of the roads are straight and there are no mountains. Not where I live. And then search. Let's search an address. So 4 BROCH. So right now I'm putting in an address. We're going to say pick that address. And it says 4 Broku Court, Beaumont. Let's ride. And what the GPS will do is it will calculate the route. It will show on the route gas stations that you pass. I have it set for in the city to give me the quickest route anywhere, but when I'm out on the road doing a ride with my buddies,
destination at 10:56 a.m.
So it says that we're going to get there at 10:56 a.m. if we leave now. On the road, I have it set that I will pick the windiest roads because, of course, I don't want the quickest route A to B. One of the things I really like about this GPS is it's obviously nice and clear. And on the sidebar, you get the time that you're going to arrive, the number of kilometers to your destination, a flag signaling that you've gotten there, and a cursor that goes up as you're driving along, letting you know where you are. It also shows the gas stations here along your route. Now, when you are riding, there are some quick buttons that you can use up in the left corner here. And this is voice commands. You can set the volume, and you can decide if you want to turn on or off the nighttime brightness, which will switch the screen from being light with dark letters to dark with light letters. So all in all, it is a very simple GPS to use. I have really liked it so far. It seems to be working really well. Again, it seems to be much more accurate than the Garmin GPS, at least the model that I was using, one of the LM car series. The Zumos may be different. The main reason I picked this was 1, ease of use, Two, it seemed to navigate better out of parking lots and such, putting me in the right direction. And the third thing was price. I managed to find this unit at Riverside Suzuki. It's a couple years old because I believe now they're on the Tomtom Rider 550. The dealership paid $475 for this, and I ended up buying it for $420. So I got it for about 55 bucks less than what they paid for it because they just wanted to blow it out. The dealership wired it up for me. They charged me about 100 bucks to wire it up because of course they had to lift the tank to connect the wiring. And if I ever decide to get rid of this bike, assuming that the bike I'm buying does not have a GPS, I'll just take this off, put it on that bike. I've been very happy with the GPS so far. We're going to be hopefully taking a trip this summer, maybe going to Sturgis, maybe Dawson City, maybe nowhere. Who knows what the future will hold. But if we do go somewhere, I will practice importing routes, putting in waypoints, just for the practice of doing it and to see how well it works, and I'll let you know in a further review how well it does with that. I hope you've liked the review of this Tomtom Rider 400. As I say, it seems to be a very good bang for the buck GPS here in Canada anyways, and I think it's going to give the Garmin Zumos, their motorcycle edition GPS, is a good run for their money. Again, this is all personal preference. Some people may love Garmin's and that's all they want to use. Other people may love Tomtoms, Magellans, many other different types out there. So hopefully this weather will get better this week and we'll be back out on the road. Until then, keep the rubber side down and stay safe.